Hello everyone, my name is Christian. Welcome back to Tekpon. Today our guest is Brandon, the head of marketing at GoLinks. Hello.
Hey, Christian, thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining the podcast. At first, please tell us what is GoLinks. What does the company do?
Yeah, so GoLinks started in a YC19 company, Y contributor, based on the premise of trying to rebuild what was kind of known solutions at the FANG companies, Google, Netflix, etc., to increase productivity. So what we've done is commercialize a lot of those internal offerings and give them to the market as SaaS offerings. So GoLinks is the company brand, but we also have additional kind of product lines with enterprise search, which is our Go search tool, as well as Go Profiles, which is kind of our people search and employee recognition software.
And what do you say is the biggest problem that you solve for your customers, or the biggest challenges that they face?
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge that most companies face is the ability to find information. So they have a knowledge management and knowledge discovery and knowledge accessibility problem. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter the size of the company. It doesn't matter if you're 10 people, thousands of people. There's a lot of apps. There's a lot of data, and it's really hard to find, and it's causing a lot of lost productivity. And there's studies like McKinsey's put out that average employee wastes, 19, 20% of their work week searching for information. And so that's the biggest thing we solve is increasing collaboration, productivity, and efficiency at companies of any scale.
And what is the story with the products? You started just with GoLinks, and then you decided that there's a need in the market and created the new products, or
Yeah, so we started off with one initial product trying to solve for the ability to find information quickly through short links. So GoLinks is basically the ability to find anything through a memorable short link or URL. So think of go/401k, right? What really kind of was a bigger vision kind of accelerated when generative AI came to the market, what probably is 12, 15 months ago. And that allowed us to build Generate AI right into GoLink. So you can ask a question, get a GoLink back, which is where do I find my 401k? It would say the answer you can find, for go/401k, right? It's pretty intuitive. You could search it or you can guess that you get to it, right? But then we found that led us to the ability to go into an enterprise search AI tool, which allows us to connect all the enterprise applications that a company might have, and typically it's in the hundreds, and index that data and do an enterprise AI search. So think of just like Google search for your enterprise. That's what our Go Search product does. But we also built out another kind of productivity and collaboration tool in Go Profiles. What that allows you to do is do people search. So who's the head of marketing? It'll go to my profile where you can see Bravos, where I live. You could search who likes pizza at GoLinks, and it will find the people relevant to you. It also has job hierarchy, peer recognition, and all that. But the biggest thing is we built AI natively into all of our products.
that's amazing. That's amazing. So I guess it impacted a lot of your business. But I'm curious to know what are the top three most loved features by the customers.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could probably divide that up by product, but I think on Go Profiles, it's really the employee map and the ability to ask people-based questions and get a response. Who do I
Mm-hmm.
contact for this? Who is the head of IT for X product? Things like that. But I think the biggest thing that companies are looking for is the easiest way to find information in a Google-like experience. And so I think the biggest thing that people are looking for now, and the biggest market out there, is our Go Search Enterprise AI search tool, right? So you ask a question, get a response in seconds to any of your workplace questions.
Right. How about the pricing? How does it work?
Yeah, I mean, the pricing model is per user per month across all products, right? We have bundled offerings and things like that, but it definitely allows for companies of any size to take advantage of. We have multiple tiers as well. So for two of our products, we have free trials, and that's Go Links and Go Profiles. For Go Search, it's a kind of a paid trial, but there is a trial experience. And then we have three levels or three tiers within each product. So as your company matures, you want to connect more data sources, you want to do X, Y, Z, you can continue to grow with the product. And then at the enterprise level, there's definitely custom pricing based on the size of the organization, and pretty flexible as you get to the tens of thousands of employees.
And usually, when does a company think they need a solution like yours, or who is in your target?
Yeah, so I think your question is like, who is our target marketer? When do they feel like there's a big enough problem to solve? And, I think what we
Yes.
found is it's a universal problem regardless of the size, right? So we've had people within, 10, 15 employees start looking at our products. We have people, individual users who are just looking to find quick access to their own internal information. And we had large enterprise customers of 10,000 people look at it, right? I think it's a universal problem that affects everybody. I think the scale changes as you get more resources internally and more applications connected. It becomes a bigger knowledge management, knowledge discovery problem. But the people that typically start to kind of reach out to solve this is your HR, knowledge management type roles, as well as your IT, AI, analytics, engineering departments, because it's it's hard to find information. They have a lot of apps in there, and they wanted to make all their employees as efficient as possible. And this is a application that's kind of rolled out enterprise wide, employee wide. It's not siloed by department. It's really a enterprise wide solution.
How about the market? How competitive is it, and how is GoLinks different from the rest?
Yeah, that's a great question. On the GoLink side, the competitors are really not there, and truly in what we do. We compete against homegrown solutions or the status quo, and the
Yeah.
status quo is not good. It's like bookmarks, right? There's no way to easily access information on the GoLink side, but on the Go Search side, there's definitely some competitors in the enterprise search space. Some of them are doing enterprise search in like old intranet. Some are doing the same thing on AI based app, connecting all your apps to AI based search. And there's a
Hmm.
couple of those, and it's pretty competitive. Glean's one of them, raised a couple of rounds recently of significant funding, so the market's there. There is a need, and we're right in position to kind of take control of the market. And I think some of our differentiators really lead into that, especially as you look to the enterprise market. A couple of those things are our security stance, right? So security is at the utmost importance when you got a lot of information that you're combing, and we have a strong security posture around, only exposing the information that's publicly available. You don't want a layoff list, you don't want any kind of salary list getting in the hands of the wrong people, but that information is still relevant and it can be searchable through personal connectors. So if you have access, only you can see that personal information. And so I think that's one differentiation. Also, our speed to value. We're a small team, but we're nimble and we're fast and we're iterating on our AI probably quicker than any company out there. A couple of examples is, immediately after, ChatGPT 3.5, 4 went out, immediately used it. When we seen some new functionality around multimodal search, which is things like ChatGPTs and some of those things that are out there, we instantly took advantage of those and built it into our platform. So I think those two things, as well as our competitive pricing, will allow us to kind of take control of this market and hopefully the near term, but going into the next couple of years.
Great answer. I love it. How about the team? You mentioned the team. How big is it?
Yeah, we're a team of, I think, 70, 75 employees right now. So relatively small, heavy on the engineering side, which you would imagine. But we have a pretty good kind of focus on the go-to-market team. There's some unique opportunities and challenges when you have multiple products and multiple personas you're selling into. So that is kind of one of the things we're focusing on right now is how do we position our products as a suite? How do we position them independently? And who should we target for each particular product?
And I love to know the founding story. If you can share it with us, if you're familiar with it, I think it will be really, really helpful. So you said the company started in 2019 with Y Combinator.
Yeah, so it started off with our founder. He worked at Yahoo, and if I remember correctly, the person who built some of these internal kind of solutions at Google moved to Yahoo and wanted them to build them internally. So he was part of the internal tools team there, and started on the GoLink solution or GoLink technology, and realized that it's a valuable solution to quickly access information. And so he decided to bring it out as a commercial offering. Pitched it to YC, got funding, and then obviously started to build the team, build the functionality around GoLinks. And then in the last 15 months, 18 months, we've launched a couple of new solutions, really just kind of shifting our focus on the complete productivity problem and the need to be more efficient and be more efficient in your organization. And so tackling that along with
Mm-hmm.
AI kind of accelerated our growth and accelerated kind of our focus into these new products probably quicker than maybe we would have normally.
Great story. And you mentioned that the latest funding round was a Series A.
Yeah, so I think it was, gosh, it was right before I joined. So about 2 years ago, we raised Series A. We're looking to raise Series B soon, but there's a lot of opportunity here in the market. We're seeing a lot of opportunities specifically on our Go Search enterprise search solution. It's definitely accelerated with the use of AI. I think technology buyers are looking to increase efficiency and productivity in their workplace, and combining AI and an enterprise search tool solves both of those things and allows them to be more efficient and productive. And tied with Go Profiles, it kind of increases the morale and collaboration and communication internally. And we all know happy employees are usually more productive employees.
100%. I agree with the mindset. How does your day to day look like as the head of marketing? What do you actually do since you joined?
We're a small team on the marketing side, so it's driving strategy. It could be going into paid ads. It could be creating new re-engagement campaigns. It could be creating new sales materials for the sales team. It could be talking to analysts. It could be creative director on billboard campaigns that we launched last year. So the one thing I like about this size of company and this kind of nimble nature of our organization is you kind of get to learn a lot about a lot, and you kind of get an opportunity to own a lot. And so you get to scale up fast. And I've always been someone that loves to put my hands in a lot of different things. And I think that's why I gravitate to this kind of seed, Series A, B type companies at this point in time.
Right. I totally agree. What do you say was your biggest challenge since joining in these 2 years?
I think there's a lot of foundational things that I had assumptions on that weren't where they need to be. And so, doing a lot of the technical setup between the website and GA4 and Google Ads and doing all the SEO and Google Search Console and indexing, like all the foundational things across all the ads and everything else was probably the biggest thing that, not necessarily a challenge, but something that I didn't think I was going to experience here. And getting them all correct. And then as we expanded from GoLinks to two new products that introduced new opportunities and challenges around multiple GA4 instances, multiple websites, a lot more integration and thinking around how we're going to do that from a go-to-market strategy. And so that provides a unique opportunity for us to provide almost an endless number of scenarios in which we could approach prospecting customers from, sign-ups to expansions vertically, horizontally across products, multi-product situations from a prospecting standpoint. So there's a lot of opportunity here with the multi-product Generative AI suite.
And what's the most successful go to market strategy that you use right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think, one of the things at an organization when you join smaller is you get to build a lot of net new go-to-market motions. And I think that in itself yielded a lot of value. And that means, we built kind of a PCL, which we call previous champion lead motion. We built the product qualified lead bottoms up motion. We scaled the kind of enterprise motion from tops down motion. We kind of fixed our inbound processes to increase conversion percentages on the inbound side. We started to execute across email marketing and driving conversions through that, heavily focusing on SEO, on organic and direct conversions. And I think all those things kind of had to be set up foundationally. And I think one of the things we've kind of seen is there's a big brand for GoLinks because people use it at big name companies and they get referred in. So I think, from a GoLink perspective, it's typically, organic, direct and referral. And then on some of the new products, organic SEO takes time and it's primarily referral as well from kind of the lots of different people, but also other kind of backlinking strategies that we're doing. And then straight outbound, email marketing has generated a lot of traffic and interest.
Thank you for sharing. I appreciate. What would you say are the is the vision for the future for the couple of months, for the next couple of months?
And I think near term, it's to kind of shift some focus to one of our core products that's getting a lot of traction, and that's Go Search, and really starting to mature that product even further than it is today, and kind of be the most comprehensive, robust enterprise AI search tool on the market with some unique differentiation. By doing so, I think we'll get some good quick wins, and we'll be able to scale pretty quickly. And then ultimately, like any startup, you got a couple of goals, and one of those goals is to get that next round of funding so you can even scale and grow faster.
Now we arrived to the last part of the podcast. I'd love to know how you started your career, basically, after high school or college. And yeah,
So I
hear
can,
your story, basically.
my story. Oh, wow. So maybe I don't look as old as I am. Maybe that's what I'm hoping. I've been doing this for nearly 20 years, 15, 20 years. So started off as a marketing analyst at enterprise companies, understood the data, understood how to work with sales, understand kind of how we manage pipeline and forecasting, kind of got really ingrained into the sales process, and then started moving to solution marketing, product marketing, market research, as well as a competitive intelligence team at one point in time. And then started leading product marketing, solution marketing, and then eventually over the last 5 or 6 years started leading marketing teams at Series A, B type companies. And I really like this part, right? I like the building part. I like the excitement of every day being something new and challenging. So this is kind of where I feel like my sweet spot is, at least at this point in time. So.
And what would be your best piece of advice for a starting marketer?
Don't be too set in your ways. I think every industry, every tool, every market has its unique challenges. Everything's kind of progressing really rapidly in the market, and what's working and what's not. So test, iterate, fail fast. Really start thinking about different ways to, think about outside of the box strategies that might yield some good wins. And then once you figure out a recipe for success, double down on it. But still carve out time for testing and iterating, because with Gen AI, the technology is changing so fast. It's causing a lot of the marketing teams to think through how they're going to leverage it, how they're going to further automate some of the stuff that they're doing, and some of the old type strategies may not work as they did 5 years ago, 2 years ago. So stay up, stay ready, and start making sure you're ready to adjust and pivot as needed.
Great one, great one. What's your favorite software tool, your favorite SaaS that you use, but apart from your own, from GoLinks?
Yeah, I'm glad you say outside of my own, because I don't think I could have them taken away from me and not want to bring them back. Having to find information and needing to do it quickly and not having that would be detrimental to kind of how I work. But outside of our tools, I would say, the most robust tool that we're using is HubSpot, because it can do so much, and it's built kind of for our size and scale. But there's a lot of technology out there that is amazing on the marketing side, and it's growing so rapidly, and there's a lot of consolidation in the tools. So I do think you got to stay up to speed on those tools and how they're expanding horizontally, and look for consolidation like every company is doing. But there's companies like Clearbit that makes it easy to convert people on their website through basically a form shortener. There's enrichment tools, there's personalization tools, there's tools like User Gems that allows you to target people who have used your product in the past in a very seamless way. So I think you just got to find the tools that make sense for you and where you are. But there's so many new tools coming in the market that don't get too stuck on one, because I think there's some new up and comers that are taking out some of the leaders, and I think you got to be prepared to pivot, because they're usually a little bit cheaper, and they scale quick.
Yep. Totally agree. Those are my main questions. If you have anything else to share on the podcast, this would be the moment.
No, I mean, I just appreciate the time. I love talking about marketing. I love working with sales. I think the one thing I would say from a marketing leader, and I've heard this from a lot of other marketing leaders, but not something that I've experienced, is kind of the sales kind of marketing conflict. And maybe it's because of how I think about marketing and how we're so tightly aligned at the revenue number, that we're all kind of tied to the same tier one goals. And then we have secondary tier two goals and things like that. But establish that relationship with sales, that camaraderie, align to those same top line metrics, and really start thinking about the go to market function as a single goal to revenue. And you all succeed or you all fail. So.
Thanks a lot, Brandon. You did fantastic, and yeah, I'm grateful. Thank you. Thank you for the
I
podcast.
appreciate it, Christian. Thank you.